the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard here on a Wednesday. Wednesdays with Vito Sun coming up in a moment, but in 15 minutes, this might be the juiciest news we're going to get all year long in college football. And it just came down the pike within the last half an hour. Wow. Now, time for Wednesdays with Vito Sun as the great Sal Palantonio joins the program on the Progressive Guest Line. Sal, good afternoon, buddy. Good to talk to you. Well, you want to revisit last week's conversation when you poo-pooed my idea that the Eagles might be a little fugazi?
Well, I tell you what, I'm shocked that you guys have me back on the show this week after I was so adamant that the Eagles would win and cover. And it was so funny. I'm in the press box at the link in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and the Eagles were up 17-3. And I actually wrote down in my notepad, Mitch and Pauly are going to get an earful from Vito's son. And then I, the game is over, and I'm walking to the parking lot. I'm walking to my car to go home, and it's monster traffic, and I'm stuck in traffic. And I put on VSiN on Sirius XM, and I had to turn it off thinking, my God, what am I going to say to these guys on Wednesday after that call? But, I should know better. I should know better because, A, it's a one-score league. We now have the most one-score games in the history of the league after the first 5 weeks. And I should know better because, having covered the league for 33 years, that at the quarter pole, after 4 weeks, teams make adjustments. Teams do different things. They shock you. The Pats go into Buffalo, beat the Bills.
Yep.
Bills were not ready for certain coverages that Mike Vrabel dialed up on that Pats defense, and they fooled Josh Allen of all people. And then you have Liam Cohen dropping a big fat L on Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. Who saw that coming? I did not see that coming. So week 5 is always super unpredictable, and I should have known better. But listen, they were up 17-3, and they coughed it up. Historically bad loss at Lincoln Financial Field.
Well, what you said, though, last week, it did make sense. Think about this. They were 4-0. They have good wins already banked to begin the season, and they basically had one of the worst offenses in football, and that kind of continued. They have more 3-and-outs than anybody in the league. They have 40 plays for negative yards already, which I think is by far and away the most. But you were saying, think about that. They have 4 good wins. Once it gets better, watch out. They're the champs. I would agree with that part. But when does it get better?
Well, you would think tomorrow night against the Giants it will look a little bit better. Historically, they've always steamrolled the Giants, especially within the last 10, 12 years. Saquon has always put up big numbers at MetLife. That knee injury that kept him out of practice on Monday is nothing, so I wouldn't worry about that. But the offensive line is an issue. There's no question about it, and they have to sort of figure that out. If they can't run the ball and become one-dimensional, and Jalen Hurts has to bail them out, then they have to figure out how they are going to have run plays that are not RPOs, right? If the run-pass option is not there and it's just a pass option, then their running game is no good. So they have to figure out ways to run the ball without RPOs, and they didn't do that against Denver. But the bottom line is this, gentlemen. You're up 17-3. You're throwing the ball 3-and-out, throwing the ball 3-and-out. You're not taking any time off the clock. Your defense is gassed. Your time of possession is lopsided in favor of the Broncos. You keep putting your own defense back on the field, giving Bo Nix more chances, giving, Sean Payton more opportunities to dial things up, and they got caught. They got caught totally napping. How about that 2-point conversion by Sean Payton? It's like they practiced that 500 times. They went out there, no timeout, did not call a timeout, and just ran it, and it was successful. That was a thing of beauty to watch. But getting back to the Eagles against the Giants, they've had success against them, and it's a short week, and I get all that, but I still like the Eagles tomorrow night to win the football game. But I am not suggesting anybody give a big number. And by a big number, I see anything over 4 points now as a big number in the National Football League. It just is.
Yep, you're right about all the close games. Also, can you why are we seeing so many blown leads and comebacks? It wasn't just the Eagles. It was the most double-digit comebacks in 12 years what happened this week.
Yeah. It's only explainable because I think, and I've been harping on this on your program for 2 years, football teams are not using rushing attempts to take time off the clock. They fall in love with their passing game, and when the passing game doesn't click and it's 3 and out, you just mentioned it with the Philadelphia Eagles, the most 3 and outs in the National Football League. They have the most expensive offense in the league. Their offense consumes more of their salary cap than any other offense for any other team in the league, and they have the most 3 and outs. Most expensive, least efficient. And it shouldn't be that way. And I think the bottom line is with these teams, Buffalo got away from the run. You're at home. You know you're struggling. You're turning the ball over. It's a close game. Be patient offensively. Be patient. Run the ball and protect your quarterback. You saw it with the Chargers. The Chargers were definitely 100% guilty of that. There's no question about that. They have to figure out ways, I think, teams, it's very simple. You want to salt away a win, get your offensive line, and if your offensive line is not moving the line of scrimmage, get max protect. Go with 7 guys on the offensive line. Put a fullback, an extra back on the field. Go 22 personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Go 2 backs and 2 tight ends in the third and fourth quarter and wear everybody. The Eagles did that last year. You saw it.
Sure. Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Sal Palantonio. It's Wednesdays with Vito's son, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. We talked to you about gotta-have-it games like every single week, and Lamar Jackson was unavailable for practice again today. I mean, if there's any team in the league that has to have a game, it would be Baltimore. But look at this now, Sal. Trending in the wrong direction for Lamar. Are you hearing anything about him? And if he's not there, I mean, how are they going to possibly even compete with the Rams?
Yeah, and that's the game that I am covering this week. Is the Ravens, because it's a gotta-have-it game with the Ravens. Normally we don't cover games with teams with such poor records, but it's such an intriguing situation with Baltimore at the beginning of the year. People are saying they're the odds-on to be in the AFC Championship game. You can forget that. You can forget that now. You can only wonder whether or not they're even going to make the final 7 in the cut to make the playoffs in the AFC. Trending in the wrong direction with Lamar. Your defense, you made some changes. You're trying to get some more pass rush. You're trying to figure out how to stop the bleeding on the deep balls. But when you have Puka Nacua coming in there, and he's got the most targets and the best target ratio in the National Football League, and Matthew Stafford clicking like that, I don't see how they handle the Rams. I really don't. However, again, it's a 7.5-point spread, and I am not recommending anybody give 7.5 in the NFL right now, especially with a team that's got to have it like the Ravens. But I don't see the Ravens winning the football game. I just do not.
Yep, I'm with you. How about the late game? How about Tampa? I'm all in on Tampa here. Mayfield MVP, Bowles Coach of the Year, dealing with all these injuries, 1 seed, huge game, laying 3 against San Francisco.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I really do. I agree with you 100%. Niners on the road. It is a late game. It's a 4:25 game that will help the Niners just a little bit. But, and here's the big but, these teams that are on the road from the West Coast and they have to play in September and October in the heat and humidity of Tampa, it's a tough road for them. I like the Bucs quite a bit. The other gotta-have-it game to me is the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are home against the Lions, right? The Lions right now look so good offensively. They really do. They haven't missed a beat without Ben Johnson. That's the shock of the year. That's the shock of the year. What are the one thing that we were all talking about going in? Are the Lions going to be okay offensively without Ben Johnson? And they are better than that. They're better. So this is a game the Chiefs absolutely have to have. This is on Spagnuolo. This is on Spags. Can he stop that Lions offense? This is a very important game for the Chiefs because the Broncos are definitely breathing down their neck.
Yeah. Well, one last thing for you, and we have like 90 seconds here. Probably unfair to give you only that much time. But what do you make of yet another player dropping the ball before he crosses the goal line and then Arizona blows the game? It's happened 2 weeks in a row. Are you hearing anything why players continue to do this?
It's really weird. I don't understand it. I don't think there's anything nefarious going on. I think it's just dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's just dumb. I think, you do dumb stuff, you get dumb prizes. That's basically what life is about sometimes. I didn't like the way Gannon handled it. Absolutely not. I'm glad he was fined. Very uncharacteristic of Jonathan Gannon. I've known him for years. He was in Philly. He's a calm, cool, collected kind of guy on the sideline. That shocked me. But, in this day and age, you cannot put your hands on anybody at any time. And the way he reacted is not going to be good for his tenure long term in Arizona. But I don't understand what the heck is going on with these players with this. It's just weird to me. It really is. And I hope it's a coaching point. I hope they're showing this video and saying, the next guy who does this, you're out. You're gone. I don't care who it is. You're cut. You're released. You're moving on.
Totally agree. Sal Pal, you are the best. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. And have fun covering the Ravens game this weekend. I got to have a spot for them.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I was like, are they going to have me back? I want to come back on Mitch and Pauly, please.
Oh, every week. Come on. Never an issue. Never an issue. You're the best, Sal Pal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy. Our subscribers now have exclusive access to our new AI player prop projections powered by Opta AI, the same trusted brand beyond soccer analytics in the UK. Get the projections for quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, sort by player, game, or stat. VSiN.com/props. Got to have it.
I'll say this, and I mean it, quite possibly the juiciest news we're going to get all year long in college football next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Well, this game in the American League has escalated quickly. Tigers now lead 5-3, bottom of the sixth, nobody out. At DraftKings, they're higher than 1,000 to win the game. Total now 10.5. So if anybody got down on the 8.5 or the 9.5 even, now at 5-3, you can come back and go for a middle shot or feel good about your bet. Depends on how you like it. And in the other game, Yelich with a leadoff double for the Brewers. Cheerio grounded out after that. They are batting right now in the top of the first. Is there 1 out, 2 outs? I don't know.
I believe there's 1.
1 out, okay. Wait.
No. Oh, there's nobody out?
No, cheer.
No, 1 out.
Yep,
1
okay.
out, yeah.
You ready for this college football news? I don't know if you are.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you are.
It's that juicy?
Oh, it's unbelievable, dude. This is from Ollie Connolly, who has previously been an NFL and college football scout in his life. He now writes for The Guardian.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a series of tweets here. Per sources, Bill Belichick
Okay. I knew you were...
has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy.
He brought it up?
Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media. I'm reporting the news right now.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if you can find anywhere
You're
like
kidding
next
me.
coach fired or next coach to leave, if that qualifies. That's the gambling angle here. But Connolly has a string of tweets on this. Members of Belichick's coaching staff have already spoken to other schools that are expected to be in the college football playoff about taking on roles during the postseason. From one coach, the Rats are leaving the ship.
Oh.
Some staffers believe a change will come within 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah?
I actually saw a report today that you wouldn't be shocked if he's not there for the next game, which is Cal in 9 days.
This
Florio was even putting it out there, Pro Football Talk, that someone could come in, gets to put up the $20 million, and that's it. The thing that also hurts, other than the product on the field, was that an assistant coach gave a family tickets and then they sold them, which is they got in trouble there.
That's like Mike Tice with the Super Bowl tickets?
Yeah, so there's violations now?
Oh, he gets into that.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
No, it's fine. Reports of serious recruiting violations remain under investigation at North Carolina. Recruiting and practice violations have already been proven by the school, according to multiple sources. Using recruit violations to knock down a coach's buyout has become a standard practice. If Belichick cannot find a landing spot to trigger his own buyout, he's expected to accept a greatly reduced compromised rate. Belichick's communication with his staff in the past 2 weeks has been described as, quote, weird and distant by multiple members of North Carolina's coaching staff. Multiple coaches were unable to get a hold of him during North Carolina's bye week.
Oh!
From one North Carolina defensive assistant, quote, what we've done to these kids is bleeped up, end of quote. Ali Connolly reporting that news within the last 45 minutes. Former NFL and college football scout, and he is a writer with The Guardian.
Oh, man. What happened?
I
guess people said, if you were paying attention, you knew it was going to be a disaster, but this is... the mess with the girlfriend, that they pulled the plug on 2 documentaries. There was supposed to be Hard Knocks. There was supposed to be a special on Hulu. Then they come out and get embarrassed by TCU. Oh, boy, if you had this information before the Clemson game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Remember what I told you? I had somebody tell me close to Clemson this past week that leading into the North Carolina game, that was Clemson's worst week of practice to date. And they look like a national title contender because of how bad and unprepared North Carolina is. I don't know how. This is it then, right? There's no way. How does he ever get back into coaching? How?
It's been a rough week.
He's going to have to be a full-time media guy on ESPN. That's it.
And then also, remember, his behavior. He wouldn't talk to Mac Jones.
Sure.
Like Patricia and Judge running the offense.
I'm convinced now he tried to sabotage Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Convinced.
I'm reading a local paper. Divided locker room, disastrous results. Players' parents blame Belichick culture for the North Carolina problems.
Did you see the stadium?
A divided locker room, disorganized coaching staff, and a failure to communicate. There was also the report that a letter was sent out to the big boosters about rebuild, and we're going to try a different direction and bring in some new guys and freshmen next year as opposed to the transfer portal. And then that ticked off a lot of guys who are there now saying, but the rebuild, I want to win right now. What's going on? That wasn't the plan when I signed here.
Well, I thought for sure you were going to have to give this guy, I've said this multiple times,
fair.
2 to 3 years, right?
Yes.
Because, again, he's going into this. Is that gone from the Tigers now?
Crushed.
Absolutely smoked.
8-3? Boy, I don't want to...
7-3 now.
I know it's easy to say now, but bottom of the 5th, 1 on, Miller gives up a double, and you first sign of trouble, you got to get him out of the game.
Well, you said it too, by the way. You don't trust anybody in this bullpen getting to Munoz.
No, it's 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th. You have to immediately go to the pen?
That's the all-hands-on-deck kind of mentality because they don't want to face Skubal again. I will say this. They have defeated Skubal, 3 times this year?
Yeah.
So they got that going. And they have to go with, Kirby in Game 5? I believe that he was the
probably
guy.
Castillo to follow, who was so good and beat Skubal.
And Kirby's the guy who got pinched by the home plate umpire.
Yeah, robbed. They should have won Game 1.
Right.
You're right. This is, from a coaching standpoint, it's just back to ESPN or back to media.
Yeah.
And then see, because he actually was good in that role.
Remember, the NFL did not want him. Right? Atlanta.
I know. The Falcons could have had him. He was available.
Could have had him. Wanted the job. Nope, don't want it. So he's never say never, but do you expect this guy to get back anywhere in the NFL? What is he, 73 years old? And if it went like this 6 weeks into his college football tenure, he's never. That's it. That's done. He's done. Probably do the Manning cast on Monday nights. And
I remember I watched the press conference, and they asked him about that with the buyout and would you go? He goes, I didn't come here to leave. But I didn't see this coming.
Well, but again,
how bad the product is what I'm saying. And you're right about the mass exodus, and the Brewers scored early too, and the fans taking off. So,
but Belichick is the one to discuss it.
Yeah, he brought it up to them.
Here's again the tweet. Per sources, Belichick has discussed buyout options with North Carolina's hierarchy, and he has signaled. This is word for word. Ali Connolly on X. Yeah. Belichick has signaled a willingness to trigger his own $1 million buyout if he can find a soft landing with another team or in media.
How is that the buyout? That's an incredible job.
Well,
These guys have $50, $60 million buyouts, and they're able to lease it. Well, because I guess the thinking was if it looked good, he could go back to the NFL. But that's incredible that's the buyout.
the easy.
Well, you also could just call up Michael Jordan too.
Yeah, but does he want to spend his money on the football program?
Well,
So, like, the easiest bet to make, going back to the offseason, Brad Powers and company, all over the North Carolina win total under. They thought it was going to be, they thought the team was terrible, and it wasn't going to work with Belichick at the helm here, but it's been worse than anybody anticipated.
the goal is to eliminate or minimize the buyout. The fast-rolling snowball is related to accounts of potential rule violations. The assistant was suspended for providing extra benefits to player families, and the players were selling free tickets they had received for games. The source says there are, the writer, Jones, citing a source, there are many other violations that occurred on the recruiting front. It's not a lock that he coaches the Cal game. That's in 9 days.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, he'll be back on, I guess, ESPN in some fashion by Thanksgiving, by Halloween. Yeah, again, like if you get, books have already pulled it down probably because it just broke not that long ago. But I don't know how that would qualify, like under next coach fired. But you know how offshore books put up some of these novelty props? They're fun, they're creative. We like to talk about them. When will he be gone, etc. Anything to do with him now.
Who's coaching the team then? All these guys are reaching out? Who's going to coach the kids?
Are they going to have to shut down the program this year? If the assistant coaches want to land elsewhere, is that even possible? To go somewhere mid-season?
Or they said playoff, right? You should make potential playoff.
Well, but yeah.
But that's still, you got to.
So what are you going to do? You're going to coach
finish
North
the
Carolina
season.
for the rest of the regular season and catch on with the playoff team?
Well, who's part of the buyout? How many guys? Does Belichick and Madon? Oh, that is a bombshell. As the official horse racing partner of VSiN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. It isn't about placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights to help you make smarter bets. Their in-app tools give you win, place, and show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Take advantage of a limited-time $250 sign-up offer. Claim your bonus, promo code VSiN250. Sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Promo code VSiN250.
I was not exaggerating, was I?
No.
With that news.
No.
Mike Palm on the program coming up next. His best bets in Major League Baseball playoffs. And do we need to bet the Mercury tonight in the WNBA Finals?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
What a show today. What a great day in sports overall. It continues here Wednesdays with the maestro, Mike Palm, VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D joins the program. Good afternoon, Michael. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Mitchell. Good afternoon, Paul. How are you?
Good, sir. How you doing, Mike?
Big baseball day here.
It is, my friend.
Nice hockey day, night's opener. A lot of things going on. WNBA Game 3
Yeah.
tonight.
A lot of things going
A lot
on
of
here.
things going on. Some contests, football contests here at Circa, starting to heat up.
Yeah.
Can you believe how this Tigers game is completely
No,
flipped?
First of all, they haven't scored a run off Miller in their lives, and they're down 3-0. I stopped watching it. We're in a meeting. I look down. It's 3-3. It's 4-3. That shocked me. I thought that was over.
It escalated quickly.
Yeah.
And
Now all the Mariners have to do is beat Schuylkill for a fourth time.
Yeah. School was awful Sunday. He gave up 2 hits.
yeah,
Can they score in Seattle? That's going to be the thing.
true.
Another home run by the Tigers, 8-3.
God.
There you
Did
go.
you have to
They're
go?
wasting their runs now. They're going to need these runs on Friday.
Did you have to go to the bullpen so fast?
I didn't think they did.
I mean, he gives up 2 hits and that's it. Right to the pen. It's been a disaster. Do you think the Tigers are any good?
No, they can't hit.
Yeah, look at the record without Skubal too.
They just
this
can't
team,
hit.
this team, maybe the
And
ALCS again.
Skubal's the only starter you trust, actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, true. I know. Got to do it again though. This is brutal to watch.
This playoff baseball is something, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
Sure.
It's the
There's
best.
just nothing better than playoff baseball.
Well, explain Priester.
14 straight starts. Has he gotten an out yet? A lot of glare here. First,
Yeah.
First and
More lights.
First and second, nobody out. He hasn't recorded an out. They won 14 straight starts for this guy. I tell you something, though. You have to thank counsel for starting Boyd on 3 days resting game. What a ridiculous move
bad.
you knew
bad.
You knew he wasn't going to go more than 2 or 3. He couldn't get out of the first inning. Why not? You know, you could have just thrown a bullpen game there and had Boyd on full rest, at least in a game 3. I didn't understand that at all. You sort of really waste him for the whole series, but it's not like Milwaukee hasn't crushed the ball. But we'll see here. This game looks like it's got 7-5 written all over it, too.
Yeah. So 2 other games coming up tonight. A lot of betting angles here. What do you like?
Well, I mean, let's start with the next game, which is the Yankees game. Is that right?
Correct.
Or is it the Dodgers game? Anyhow, I really hated the way Schneider managed game 3. He managed that game like they were playing in Kansas City in July. Like he had to get Varland some work or something. I mean, how do you leave him in there after he gives up the home run to Judge? Then Chisholm hits one as far as I've ever seen him, and now he's starting him today.
Yeah.
Now he's the opener.
Yeah.
I just thought they got way too cocky there. You saw the Yankees put up 7 once they got down 12-0 in Toronto. Did you think you had to go through that lineup 3 more times? Did you think it was over 6-1? I still like Toronto at home in a game 5.
So
but
do
now
I.
you get the Yankees a lot of momentum for tonight. Here's another thing that shocks me. All I heard for 24 hours was how Rodon cannot get out Vladdy. They're not going to let Vladdy beat him. He hits a 2-run homer in the first. How is that possible?
Yep.
He's 10 for 17. He kills the guy. How could you ever give him something? I don't care if there's a runner on. Put him on.
Plus money to walk tonight. Love it.
Yeah. And by the way, it's a very small sample size. Vladdy, 4 or 5 career off Schlittler. He's blazing hot right now overall. How about first at bat, walk him 6-1?
Oh, yeah, you have to take it.
Okay.
Don't you think that's what they're not going to give him anything to hit? Why would you let that kid get behind in the game?
I wouldn't give Vladdy
Right?
or Judge anything even close
No.
in the first at bat.
I don't think so. Well, you have to pitch around them. I do like the Yankees tonight, though. I think that win gives them a lot of confidence. They're playing well defensively. Look, the game turned on the drop pop-up at third base.
Your good point.
But the left fielder's got to come and take the ball. That's
his play.
It's totally Schneider's play. Totally.
Couple big errors. Yep.
Yeah.
Led the runs. Excellent.
And then for
excellent point.
Philadelphia,
Yep.
I just don't know how it could have gone worse for them from 2 games at home. You're up 3-0 with your best pitcher. You have to win the first game. And then I don't hate bunting. The bunt was actually good enough to get anybody that had any speed and know how to run the bases over. But you had Castellanos there. And you got a left-hander. Let him pull the ball. Give him a shot for a big inning. I don't agree with Thompson's statement. I was playing for a tie because I thought our bullpen's in a lot better shape than theirs. First of all, both bullpens suck, okay? And second of all, they've got Glasnow, who if you get into an extended situation, Glasnow can give you 2 or 3 innings. You got Kershaw. The Dodgers have a bunch of starters sitting in the bullpen. You know, I don't know where it's a big advantage Philly. They think that if he can get the lead, that Duran's a big thing. Another 2 bright lights like Varland for these Minnesota guys.
Yep.
2 brighter lights in the playoffs in these spots.
But now
that's
your
right.
guy's going tonight. You love Aaron Nola.
Yeah.
No, I hate him. And I love Yamamoto. You know, Yamamoto's got 7 straight outstanding starts.
Yes, he does.
He's due for a bad one,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, I
but
don't say that.
he's due for a bad one. How good has it been to turn Sasaki into a closer? I tell you, these Dodgers don't have to be healthy all year. They're like the Florida Panthers. Just get in the playoffs, and they'll do their thing. It's amazing. I was hoping the Brewers could win here. The Phillies extend it so that we're in a little better situation with a rotation if it's Brewers-Dodgers in the NL.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, the Brewers-Dodgers, if that's what we get in the NLCS, that is an absolutely outstanding series in my
What
opinion.
price would you make it? I have not asked a bookmaker. I made my own price. What price is that series if it's Dodgers at Brewers?
Dodgers will be $1.80.
Whoa!
Oh, I said 145.
Well,
What do
they
you
were-
think, Paul?
Because they were $1.25 at Philly. And no respect for the Brewers ever. You know that.
But they also, the Brewers dominated the
depends.
Dodgers during the regular
6-0.
season, too, don't you?
Let's
Yeah.
see if they sweep. Dodgers $1.45.
Here's
That's
the
what I
thing.
said. That's what I say.
$1.40.
I don't think
$1.50.
I think Mitch may be further off than us.
But here's the thing. Here in town,
No.
you know that you're going to get nothing but Dodgers money.
Chris Bennett said, here's what I do know. The public will lay the Dodgers at any price you put
there
up
you go.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said.
Yep.
Well said. I know. I'm with you. How about the news today in college football?
What's that?
We
ACC news?
we all love Lombardi. He's a great guy. He was great for the network. I can't believe Belichick, according to the reports, is saying, let's talk about the buyout here and not talking to the coaching staff. And these reports are unbelievable that he might not even coach the next game, and this could be out here in 9 days.
I don't know how it could go worse, though. They've been completely non-competitive against every Division I school, right? Against all the Power 4 schools. They haven't even come close to competing. And then you got all these reports coming out of these documentaries they're trying to do on this season that are all bad. Right.
That the girlfriend was going to have a big role in.
And now they're canceling what was
Hulu.
it? Hulu.
Yes.
I think Duke will probably buy it, right? Buy all the footage. I think Duke University should buy all the footage from Hulu. Wouldn't you? If you I certainly would want to get my hands on that footage. I didn't know. What happens though? Does everybody get a buyout if Bill gets a buyout? How about his kid?
That's what I thought of him right
How
away.
about his nephew Michael Lombardi? How about are these guys going to get taken care of? I don't know. I thought some of the stories said, and I haven't read all of it, but if there was another landing spot for him, if he was looking for another, if he could, if I don't know,
a soft landing spot or back with the ESPN or media or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's probably the best spot for him.
I think so.
What Division I school is clamoring?
Well, he's done coaching. He's done coaching. I mean, that's never going to happen again.
It's over?
Oh,
could he be a DC?
I'm talking
he can't
NFL
do
head
that.
coach. NFL, yeah.
Can't.
Right. Atlanta didn't want him.
No. Nobody could believe it. Nobody could believe it. How do they not want these 74-year-old coaches? I mean, Carroll's been an outstanding success story here in Las Vegas.
Well, sure.
Las Vegas
today.
as well. I mean,
Fired today.
Jerry might have got this right. It was better to go Schottenheimer than Belichick. I mean, this is
different situation.
Oh, totally
They
different.
came
yeah.
into the game so late. Let's be honest
Oh,
here.
sure.
They came into
That's
the game.
true.
They couldn't recruit any high school kids. That process was already done.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's unfair.
I've been saying the whole time
being competitive is pretty bad.
Yeah, I've been saying the whole time you got to give him at least 2 or 3 years.
3 years.
But now he
I would
doesn't
say
want
three.
it.
You had to give him 3 years to
sure.
be able to get to New Year's Day Bowl if you want to say, is it a success or not?
I totally agree with that. So now, WNBA tonight. Huge game for Phoenix, right? A team that you liked pretty much the entire year.
Yeah, I love
what do you
them.
want to do here? First quarter, first half?
I can't. They're just not. They can't beat Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look at the first half of game one. Could you play a better half than Phoenix played? They were up 5, right? The whole key to this series, and I thought Phoenix had a much better bench. It's been the Aces bench that's been the dominant part of this series. The pick and roll on both sides. I don't know how you defend Asia on the pick and roll, because she can pop out and hit the 3. And then on the other side, they've been able to defend the pick and roll with Alyssa Thomas. They've really silenced her. They've done a great job. I've wanted every chance. Remember, I said if I could get 160 on Phoenix for the series, I'd love it. I was going to wait till the Aces won game 1, come back and bet them plus 230 or 40. I couldn't do it. The Aces are just a superior team here. You're going to get Phoenix's best shot tonight at home.
Yeah.
Did you see the stories? $6 for tickets. There were $6 tickets for game 2.
I saw it. They plummeted. Why is that?
Up against an NFL Sunday. I don't know why the WNBA insists to run their finals on two of the 7 games on Sundays.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Play them on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm with you. I know. Now she comes out and says,
She didn't say it.
yeah, Collier made up the kill.
Yeah, simply these things
And then she
weren't said.
canceled the meeting.
When
Collier
she said
canceled the
Collier's a
meeting.
liar, then
That's
Collier
right.
canceled the meeting.
Right. Well, I never said that about Caitlin Clark.
My kids are devastated by the lies that were told about me.
Oh, yeah, right.
What are her kids, 50? I mean, come on. How traumatic was it?
Yes, yeah. Oh,
By the way, do you remember the highest price you were offering on the Aces to win the title at any point throughout the year?
Yeah, I think when they were 12 and 13, it wasn't that great of a price, but I think we had them plus 850.
Oh, okay.
I
see,
saw 16. You were really?
Maybe. But
Okay.
In this market.
All right. G-Bank built with sports bettors in mind. Earn a $50 cashback reward bonus once you're approved and your account's open with the G-Bank Visa signature card. You'll earn 1% cash back on eligible sports books and gaming transactions, 2% cash back on everything else you buy. Apply now, VEASAN.com/GBank, VEASAN.com/GBank.
Priester doesn't get out of the first.
Nope.
3 to 1.
3-1 Cubs. Mike runs down all the Cardinal sins from the weekend. You cannot be serious. Next here on VEASAN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming in hot. Wednesdays with the Maestro. Mike Palm here. Follow the money on VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network. Let's do it. Time now. You cannot be serious.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
All right, here we go. Let's start at Hotspur Stadium on Sunday morning in London, England. Screwed by BBC. The Vikings are playing the Browns. They're down 17-14 in the fourth quarter. 9:46 to go. Stopped on third down at the 33-yard line. They bring in reliable Will Richard to kick a 51-yard field goal to tie the game. The kick is up and takes a hard right. missing by 30 yards. Replays show the kick hit a British cable TV wire and took a hard right. Now, here's the problem, all right? There's two problems here. The NFL comes out with a statement after the game, says it was inconclusive whether it hit the wire. Really? It took a hard right turn.
Yeah.
The second thing is, did you notice this? On all these international games, there's no instant review? These coaches
Yes. Yeah.
Like the pass in the first half that clearly hit the ground
Right.
for Cleveland? KOC has to use a challenge flag? How come they don't have the expedited? It's not fair. They're playing under a different set of rules. The same thing happened in Indianapolis. The pass got batted up in the air and it hit the overhead camera. That's supposed to be a redo.
Right.
They don't know how to handle it. Roger Goodell.
You cannot be serious.
Number 2, Twisted Oliver. If I'd have asked you 3 or 4 years ago, what are the best run organizations in sports? What are some names you might have given me, guys? Best run in any sport. Best run organizations.
Well, this team would have been near the top.
Dodgers.
Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Baltimore
Always a
Ravens,
factor, yeah.
San Antonio Spurs. How about the St. Louis? Let's talk about attendance in Major League Baseball. Those figures were announced this past week. Who do you think had the biggest decrease in attendance? Well, would you guess it was one of those two teams that had to play in minor league stadiums? Would it have been the Sacramento A's? No, they finished fourth. The fourth biggest decrease, about 150,000 people moving from Oakland to the minor league park in Sacramento. Could it have been the Tampa Bay Rays, who moved from the Trop to the minor league ballpark down there? No. About 300,000 down in attendance. Could it have been the Baltimore Orioles, who were picked to win the division and were out of it by the middle of May? They had their biggest decrease in the history of the Baltimore Orioles in season attendance from one year to the next. Over 477,000 decrease. That's a huge number. They weren't even number one. No, it's the St. Louis Cardinals. Over 600,000 less fans this year. An intelligent group of fans, very knowledgeable baseball fans, and the product they put on the field was not compelling enough for them, and it's in a city that only has the Blues. No more professional football team, no more professional basketball team. 600,000 down. And what did the Cardinals decide to do? Bring back Oliver Marmol as their manager. Ollie Marmol, who was voted the manager the players would least like to play for in a poll in June of all Major League Baseball managers. Ollie Marmol. A roster made up of a mixture of has-beens and young guys that haven't proven anything yet, and non-competitive in an NL Central where now the dominant powers have become the Cubs and the Brewers. I think it's totally an organizational failure. So St. Louis Cardinals.
You cannot be serious.
And then I really don't know how to describe what happened in Phoenix on Sunday afternoon. I just cannot believe what I saw. Number 3, we've now seen the impossible, to quote that line from Vin Scully when Kirk Gibson hit the home run. In a year filled with the improbable, we've now witnessed the impossible. The Titans are 0-4, well on their way to 0-5, have done nothing offensively the entire game. You're up 21-6 and you have 3rd and 1 on your own 32-yard line with 13 minutes to go. I just want to ask you this. If you'd have run the ball with Mercado, and he'd have gotten stuffed and you would have punted, do you think you would have lost that game? Up 21-6 with 12 minutes to go against the Titans. If you'd have just run the ball on 3rd and 1 and he gets stuffed at the line and you punt, there'd be no thought that anything was going to happen, right? But instead he breaks it for the longest run of his career, and of course we all know he let go of the ball before he entered the end zone. They totally became paralyzed and mentally disintegrated. This is what the fault is. They mentally disintegrated. Gannon's over there shoving him, punching him, whatever he's doing on the sidelines. They absolutely believe because he did that they were going to lose a game to a team that hasn't been competitive all year, that hadn't moved the ball all game. Of course, then the interception becomes a touchdown. I would ask you this too, Paul. Doesn't the intercepting player have to complete the process of a catch through the ground? Why isn't that reviewed? He catches it, goes to the ground, and fumbles. For a receiver, they'd say no catch. Not even a review, touchdown. And then the biggest sin of all. Had they not watched football in the last 15 years? You think punting on the other side of the 2-minute warning, the other team has no chance to kick a field goal?
I couldn't
The other
believe
team's a 70% chance to win it. And Gannon says, well, that's Drew's call. He had nothing to do with whether they threw the ball on the last possession. Petzing makes all the decisions. You just run the ball 3 times and say there's no chance an NFL team with 2:08 and a timeout can kick a field goal? Are you crazy? They're a favorite to do that.
Yep.
And then here's to top it off. They fined Gannon $100,000 for his confrontation with DeMarcado. Why don't you fire him? Do you think the players can have any respect after you fine him and say he was totally in the wrong for confronting the player? You have to eat that. You can't come out and publicly fine him for that. This is a total failure at every level of the organization. But mostly I say, Jonathan Gannon.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah, as a result of that, his odds plummeted. I'll update this top of the hour.
Coach of the year?
First coach fired.
Oh, I have a bet on him for Coach of the Year. I thought if the Cardinals won 11 or 12 games, he'd be a good candidate for it. They were playing well the last 2 months of the year last year.
Yeah.
22-1. They had the biggest move in the NFC West preseason. Odds to win the division here down at Circa. They got bet by sharp money. Where do they go from here?
They could have been 4-0 going into that game. They blew the last 2 weeks.
I think they get blown out Sunday.
I do too.
Well, it's a bad matchup on top of everything else.
Right. Here's Callahan. Every time it happens, you bring it up to the team. This is Callahan. We have a saying, letters and logos. You never, 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 under any circumstances, let go of the ball until you see the letters and logos in the end zone. And that's something I know every team in the league preaches. It's wild to me it continues to happen. I know it's getting coached everywhere in the league, and it happens 3 or 4 times a year, which is crazy to me. And we'll get more into this tomorrow. They go by all the examples and what it happened 3 times last year. I forgot about that.
I would make it a rule you must hand the ball to the official in the end zone.
Yeah.
That also stops you from getting 15-yard taunting penalties and all the celebration and all that they're emphasizing.
Go straight to the official.
You must hand the ball to the official when you score a touchdown.
From now on, moving forward.
You must. And if the official's still running down the sideline, you wait for him.
Yeah. It's incredible. There's no comparison to this.
Well,
I don't think there's an analogy that exists.
No.
There's a worse one. There's a worse beat than this. And it's Cristobal who could have taken a knee. Still has to be the worst of all time. Against Georgia Tech. He could have taken a knee, wanted to get the kid 100 yards. He fumbled. That's worse. But this is the second worst I've ever seen. I texted a friend when they flew. I said, could you imagine if they lost this and took out all these survivors in Grandissimo?
This
could
is
you
after
imagine?
the DeMarcado play.
Before anything else happens.
Okay.
And then 3 plays, 80 yards.
Yeah.
3 plays. They haven't done anything all day. 3 plays, 80 yards. Let alone earlier in the half. Remember, he gets hit by the
face man. Yes.
And they don't kick a field goal even.
Yep.
And then he goes into concussion protocol.
Yeah.
For getting hit in the mask with the snap.
What a wild... I went back and watched it on Monday morning. I'm like, this is not even real life.
Nope.
How did this all happen?
Who was doing the color? Archuleta?
Oh, he was terrible.
Yeah,
How about
he
loved the
he
call.
loved the running the ball. I went back and
Terrible.
watched the replay. He said, that's great.
Outrageous.
Kill the clock.
Outrageous. He was so bad in that game.
Let me ask you this.
Kill the clock. You got the 2-minute warning. You had a free throw.
How about the kid that did the play-by-play in the Miami game? Did
Miami?
you listen to any of that? The Carolina-Miami?
Never
That's
had
one of the
volume on the
worst
game.
play-by-plays I've ever heard of.
He does basketball.
Yeah, it's first
You
NFL
thought it was
game.
the Super Bowl. Oh, it was out of control.
Screaming
He was
every
screaming,
play. They
yeah.
had to turn down his mic and pump up. They did, Fox. Turned down his mic and pumped up the fake crowd noise to try to drown him out. He was that bad.
We did Do You Concur
call,
earlier. Paul said anything can happen in Grandissimo, right? Expect like the unexpected.
How many will be on the Packers out of 16 this week?
Exactly what I was going to ask you.
My over-under is 10.5.
Good number.
You think?
How many teams will be used then?
Give me that.
4?
Four.
If
4, 3.5.
Over under
you're
3.5. What, you
Really?
think it's 4.5?
I mean, yeah.
I what will be the
3.5.
most number of teams taken the rest of the season in Grandissimo? You could put a number up for that.
Week 7.
Make a number on this. Price. A 3-loss team will make the college football playoff.
I would think I'd have to look at the
Ooh, that's
standings.
heavy
I would
favorite.
think yes.
Heavy favorite?
Heavy favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Heavy.
Yes. The SEC with all these teams that are so good and they play each other?
Alabama's only 2.5 this week?
I know.
That
Lot of
number
Missouri
shocked
luck,
me.
yeah.
That number shocked
Actually,
me.
is it possible
Shocked
that
me.
we get more from the conferences we did not expect before the year? Like the Big 12, can they get like 3 teams in? Is that possible?
Well,
What if Arizona State beats Utah and Texas Tech?
Texas Tech is a legitimate. They're a top 5 team.
They might win the whole thing.
Whoa, easy.
I personally think that the top line is Ohio State and Miami. They're 1-1.
See, there's your answer.
They're 1-1.
Miami's in with 3 losses. I don't care.
They're really good.
They have 4 good
Oregon's
wins.
better.
Really.
Oregon's better than Miami.
Right, okay,
and Cristobal's the coach.
Yeah, but I'm
Oregon's
talking about
better
resume.
than Miami?
Yeah.
On a neutral?
Yeah,
What do you make Oregon?
favored.
What do you love Dan Lanning now?
Light years ahead of Mario Cristobal.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't downgrade Alabama because Vanderbilt's got some dudes on that team.
Oh, Vandy's
That's a
not
good
bad.
team. That
Vandy's
defense
good.
is really good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Miracle that they covered.
Solid A.
Solid A. Teams were 0-38 in the Yankees' position last night. Pauly thinks they flipped the script for the rest of the series. Details next.